Story time. This has been my first year in preschool with a class of my own, teaching alongside another queer neurodivergent educator, and we have been rocking our twos class. We've been talking about gender and skin color and consent and empathy and our bodies and autonomy. It's been fabulous. So today at the lunch table, when the topic of gender and genitals came up, one of our students plainly looked up and said, "Well, I'm a girl today, but I know that teacher Co isn't. No, they're NB." And the look on the incoming teacher's face was priceless. She was shocked in a good way, and she just looked around at the two of us and said, "This class is incredible, and I am so impressed."
Okay, so can you guess why I'm looking at this sideways? With the raised eyebrow? The rock style? She opened up by saying that she is a preschool teacher. Preschool. We're talking about 4-year-olds. 4-year-olds. Preschool. She's not referring to 8th graders, 9th graders, 10th graders, high schoolers. No, she's talking about children. She's talking about what I consider babies. And in that same sentence of being a preschool teacher, she talks about how she and her co-teacher, who's also a gender nerd, as she calls them, we're teaching the kids about gender and gender identity and color and race and I'm sure a whole host of ideologies that are politically based. Preschool. Now, here's the thing. You can have your views and your thoughts all that you want, all day long. If that's your identity, have at it. But when you enter a school setting, there should be general rules. The same way that there is for teachers who happen to be Christians, right? As a Christian teacher, you cannot walk into a secular school and start preaching the gospel. You can't give examples about how one should be behaving in reflection of the Bible because that would be called a violation of school policy. You can't do it. Now, can you be a Christian? Of course. But you can't walk around Bible thumping kids because it is against school policy. Yet you have these teachers who are able to walk into the school system and indoctrinate your children with their belief system. And we're talking about a large landscape of belief systems, as you see from this giddy teacher who's so excited because her 4-year-old was able to decipher that her teacher is non-binary. Again, why are we teaching children about non-binary at this age? Preschool. You know what? When I was a kid and I went to school, I knew nothing about my teachers. I remember one time seeing my teacher at the grocery store and freaking out because I could not believe that my teacher shopped at a grocery store, because to me, my teacher was like a superhero. I knew nothing about her. She was like a mystery person. She was like a fairy. I literally knew nothing about my teacher. All I knew was that she wanted me to do my homework on time and she was going to grade me with that red pen if I made mistakes. That's all that I knew. I didn't know about her personal life. I didn't know about her sexuality. I didn't know about her preferences. I didn't know about her preferred pronouns. I didn't know about who she slept with that night. I didn't know any of those things. You know why? Because it didn't matter. But what's happening is we have an influx of these teachers who are so self-centered. It's all about them. It's all about their identity. It's all about their validation. And they're obsessed with themselves. So much so that they need their children, their 4-year-old kids at school that they're teaching, to validate their self-identity. See, that woman wasn't excited because her student is, expanding his or her thoughts. She was excited because she felt validated that her student called her non-binary. It was all about her feelings, her self-expression, her need to feel validated by 4-year-olds. So instead of teaching them a basic understanding of, numbers and letters and things that 4-year-olds should be learning, you're teaching them about non-binary, about asexuality, about homosexuality, about colorism, about racism, critical race theory. Just the list goes on and on and on. And she is not the only one. This is happening across the nation, and it is absolutely redonkulous. It's redonkulous. Look, I don't care what your thoughts and your beliefs are. If you are a teacher, your job is to teach that child age-appropriate things. There is nothing age-appropriate about teaching a child about sexuality and gender expression at that age. An age where they cannot comprehend or even understand what it is that you're saying. They can't break it down. But here you are trying to play parent and teaching these kids an ideology that their minds cannot comprehend. Heck, most adults cannot comprehend this insanity. And you're teaching this to 4-year-olds? I wonder what the parents think. I wonder what the parents think when their 4-year-old comes home and their 4-year-old says, "Hey mom, today I'm a girl, but tomorrow I may be a boy. I'm not sure. I'll let you know tomorrow." Like, what does What does a parent say when their child comes home mimicking, because children are like mirrors, mimicking this teacher's ideology of the world? Parents, are you okay with that? Is that what you're sending your children to school for? To be indoctrinated? Because that is exactly what is happening in the American public school system. It is indoctrination camps. You know, it used to start in college. Now it starts in preschool. Wow. Scary times, people. Scary, scary times. I'm not trying to scare you or freak you out, but I'm showing you this because this is happening across the board. And until we start speaking up and out about this, it's going to continue to fester and grow. And make no mistake about it, this is happening to younger and younger demographics, because if you get them young and you start them at 4 years old, it's easier to indoctrinate them by the time they are 13. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but this is clear indoctrination. Clear. And if you can watch that and not see something wrong with that, something is wrong with you. Now, I know that homeschooling is not an option for every person because it's hard out there, right? To homeschool, you have to be dedicated to being at home with your child. And a lot of people live in a home where both parents have to work to pay the bills. So I get it. It's not easy to homeschool your children. But if you can, if somehow you can fester the opportunity to homeschool your children, to take them out of the public school system, please do. Because as you can see, it's starting at preschool. And if they're doing this at preschool, what are they doing at 5th grade, 8th grade, 10th grade? It's only getting worse. Watching that made my stomach turn. Just the narcissism, the me. I feel validated. You should be seeing a therapist. You should not be a teacher. You should be in a therapist's office talking about your issues and why you need to be validated by 4-year-olds. And if I were a parent in that school, I would be kicking the doors down to make sure that my child is not being indoctrinated by this person who is more interested in her own self-validation than actually teaching my child. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week. No. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this topic. Do you think it's okay for teachers to indoctrinate kids with this type of ideology at such a young age? At any age, but at 4? And if you were a parent and your child at 4 years old came home and talked to you about being non-binary because of their teacher, what would you do? I want to know. Comment down below. People gotta save these kids from these, I'ma say it, predators. If you enjoy my content, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video. I'm also available on TikTok and on Instagram under CurlyBoyChuck, so make sure to follow me there for updates. Until next time, peace.